Week 12 waiver wire show is beginning right now. Not a lot left on waivers, but it does truly depend on your league. Some leagues are going to have guys like Zach Charbonnet on waivers, and some might quantify the talent level of a league based on who's available on waivers, but every league's different. Some benches are very small in very competitive leagues. Some leagues are monstrous, have huge benches, but not a very competitive league. So don't judge too harshly some of the names on the list still. They may not be available in your league, but I'm here taking phone calls in case you have a waiver wire question that might be a little deeper than the list we have tonight. But we're going to dig into the Week 12 waiver wire list right here. Make sure Kyler, let's start off with Kyler, T. Law, make sure they're not available in your league. Joshua Dobbs, Tank Dell, McBride, Schultz, obviously any of the big boys. Those are givens, but I hesitate to not even, I got to mention them because some people are in weird leagues. Jaylen Warren, I almost didn't put on this list, but we'll get into the entire waiver order. The Fantasy Football Show waiver wire edition, Week 12 edition, Graveyard edition begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. Live after the Sunday games. Live after the Monday game, live after the Thursday night game. We're live pretty much after a big slate of games, and I don't know what my turkey week schedule is going to look like, but you can bet your bottom dollar that if anybody's going to be here for you on the regular throughout that time frame while everybody else is taking time off, you can bet your bottom dollar that your boy Smitty will be checking in, doing some live streams, talking some foosball with you. Let's dig right into the Week 12 waiver wire content. Then we'll go to super chats and phone calls and do it live like we normally do, kicking off the next week right after the Monday night game. If you're wondering what the schedule is here on the Fantasy Football Show, we're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern every single day, Monday through Friday, every single weekday, Monday through Friday. Rain or shine, doesn't matter. We're live. We do it live. I maybe take one day off a year. Like, we'll see what happens on Christmas. I don't know what day Christmas falls on. Somebody researched that for me. But we also go live, so everybody knows, immediately following the last game of the week, the Monday night game. And we kick the next week off immediately. As soon as the whistle blows, your boy goes live, and we do waiver wire for the next week. I used to do it on Sunday, because a lot of people try and race to be the first one up with waiver wire content, but then you leave out a lot of the digested information, the injuries that come rolling in late in the day today, and they don't get a good chance to give you a proper piece of content. I'd rather do it right than rush it, and I believe this is probably the best list I can come up with based on the projections of availability across different formats. Now, if I pull up I'm going to pull up the availability on Jaylen Warren right now just to kind of maybe drag him over to the side here with these other guys unless the availability is crazy. I have a feeling he's going to be available in a lot more leagues than we expect. Jaylen Warren, unbelievable. It's available in 21 to 23% of leagues. That's unreal. I usually only put people on this list that crack about 30 or higher. So 29%, 30% availability, I put them on the list. But Christmas is a Monday. Thank you, Travis. So we'll be live. Whether it might just be a graveyard shift, I'm not sure. But we'll be live. Don't worry. Charbonnet and Warren are the top two pickups of the week. Pretty much, I mean, Love could have gotten dropped. Burrow going down, that might be an important add for you. Stafford as well. He seems to be out there. A-Rod in Superflex leagues, if you're trying to prepare in advance for a quarterback to add to your roster because Burrow took you out and you've got one quarterback left, I'm just saying you start looking at A-Rod. He might only play a week or two. He might not play anything. We have no idea. Maybe he starts next week. He probably won't. But Charbonnet and Warren, and Jaden Reed's pretty good too. assuming Kyler, T-Law, Dell, Dobbs, McBride, Schultz, and anybody bigger name than that is not available on your waiver wire. If they are, you can call in, super chat, ask a question, and we'll break this down and try and figure out if one of these guys is in fact available, where we put them priority-wise. But I can almost tell you, if any one of these guys was available, they might, well, it depends. Like even Dobbs, McBride, Kyler, Warren's probably the top pickup of the week, almost no matter. Dell and Warren would be, like if you had Dell available in your league. But Warren is an absolute win-a-league player, available in 21 to 23% of leagues. That's uncomfortable that he's still sitting there when we've had him on this waiver wire list. The 2 preemptive waiver wire shows before week 1 kicked off, every single one since, Warren's been, and he's kind of bounced around depending on the necessity of a now player, how Najee's been looking. It's been kind of up and down as far as holding a boat. It's been the same thing, the same song and dance. Spears, Bigsby, as much as people think, okay, before you start saying, okay, Spears is dead to me at this point, right? Hey, Bigsby's not going to ever do anything, right? You know, and maybe you got to pick up somebody else and there's a more important pickup for you. I get it. But keep in mind that the amount of time you waited for Warren to get right where he is right now, he's still available in a lot of leagues 2 weeks ago, kind of less than a lot of leagues a week ago because he had a 100-yard game. And now he's got 2 100-yard games still available, walking out of his second back-to-back 100-yard game, available in 21% of leagues. Just keep in mind that 3 weeks ago, he didn't look like a necessity to a lot of people. That's why he continued to stay on waivers. That's why every week we talked about him. Go get Jaylen Warren. Go get Jaylen Warren. He's got standalone flex value even before he takes Najee Harris's job, which he did. And we knew that was eventually going to happen. He's more talented. He's faster. He's stronger. He's more elusive. He's fresh. He's more hungry. He can pass catch better than Najee. He's just all around better across the board. So the fact that a couple weeks ago he was not non-existent, but kind of an afterthought to a lot of people. It's still, and Charbonnet, same thing. How many people cut Charbonnet last week? How many people watching right now cut Charbonnet? It happens. So don't get complacent saying, oh, Mitchell didn't do anything. Keep Mitchell didn't do anything. He can't be worth anything anymore, right? Smitty, his time, he basically shot a blank. He's done. He's done. No. That's not the way this works. There are a lot of upsides and downsides and pros and cons to some of these guys. Bigsby needs an ETN injury. We don't want that. We don't wish it. We hope it never happens. But an ETN injury would open the door to top 12 running back value immediately for Tank Bigsby. Spears, same thing. These two are sleeping giants. He needs somebody to get injured. He needs Derrick Henry specifically to get injured in order to rise up, but he'd be a top 12 fantasy football running back per start if he's the lone starter. Dowdle, same thing with Tony Pollard. Roshan Johnson, Foreman went down, so he's kind of back in the picture a little bit right now, but so is Khalil Herbert. Chandler looked pretty strong, looked better than Madison. We'll see what happens there. He gets a lot of the PPR work, so he's a fantastic add this week if you need an RB and you need some receptions, because he'll get you about 10 to 12 points probably no matter what. Keaton Mitchell is going to be home run swing, potential chance of striking out like last week. And a lot of people are going to cut him and just be so disappointed he took a little time. Edwards, for some reason, he's still available in a boatload of leagues. He needs to be grabbed. One could argue he's 2 or 3 on this list. Singletary did it again. Another big game. Scored a touchdown. Looked really, really solid. And there's a real chance that Singletary continues to get enough work to be high-end flex value, low-end running back 2 value down the stretch. And we don't know what his future holds. No one's blind. This is kind of like a Deontay Foreman situation. No one's thinking that he's got some long career or newfound ability to be a high-end running back 2 for the rest of his days in the NFL. He'll probably fall to the wayside. I think, as a lot of people in the chat have also mentioned, I think Saquon Barkley is going to be a lead dog candidate for this Houston Texan team. I can't wait to talk about where Barkley's going to potentially land, even though he says, I'm going to stay in New York. I can't wait till the money talks. I can't wait till the free agent excitement kind of kicks in. He says he wants to be a Giant. I think that's the right answer. That's the proper answer. But let's see what happens when he starts flirting with the idea of playing with C.J. Stroud in an offense like that. So that's kind of my point here in Dynasty. Singletary has got no Dynasty value. But I think what we need to say here is that if you, let's say everybody is available on this list right now. Charbonnet's got a lot of value, but the value short term, potentially, maybe not. Maybe it's long term. Maybe it's season long. Maybe he replaces Kenneth Walker. Maybe Kenneth Walker can't get right for weeks. The report on Kenneth Walker is right here. If I can, I think this is the report here. Let me see if I can find it. I'm taking a stab at about 17 images right here that this is the right one. I think it is. My luck is absolutely unreal. I grabbed 1 out of 17 images as were stacked on top of each other. Kenneth Walker, Pete Carroll says oblique is not considered a candidate for the injured reserve at this time, and he will be reevaluated week to week. Now, just because they haven't put him on IR yet doesn't mean they won't assess, do some more testing, and let's say tomorrow or the next day, all of a sudden you get an announcement he's going on IR. That means he'd be out 4 weeks. Because they don't put him on IR, that traditionally means that they expect him to miss maybe 3 games, maybe 2, maybe 1. So that's the lean here. A little bit of a lean toward not going on IR. But the report was from Pete Carroll that these things take a while to work out, is what the consensus was coming out of this situation, and breaking it down and speaking about it from a what's going on this week perspective. He's not going on IR, but these things tend to linger and take a long time to work out. Is basically almost word for word in a way what he said. Meaning Zach Charbonnet's absolutely starting week number 12. 1-2. He's starting 12. And probably starting, I would guess, the next week. I'd say 2 weeks, Charbonnet gets a shot and a crack at the starting gig. So back to the point at hand here. Who's the best pickup on this list? It is 100% Jaylen Warren in my mind. And just to avoid confusion, in case anybody's thinking we're ranking them when they're side by side like that, which technically we are, I'm going to put Warren as number 1. Warren's the top pickup of the week by far. He could be a potential league winner easily. Charbonnet is a fantastic grab. They almost could have very similar value for at least week 12 and 13. But Jaylen Warren is very much entrenched in the starting job and probably will not relinquish it unless he gets injured. So the security is with Warren. Warren's by far the top pickup of the week on this board right here. Does that mean Mitchell can't come back into the picture and say, and we say, hey man, walking out of week 12, is he still available? He's the top pickup of the week in week number 13 because he went out and exploded. That's certainly possible. It's certainly possible. So we need to keep that in mind, and we need to make sure we're preemptive about it. So if you got a roster spot to burn, and let's say somebody cuts Keaton Mitchell coming off of last week's dud week, you grab him. You do what you can to grab him. You stash him. You drop a kicker for a little while, buy you some time to make a trade, open up a roster spot. But I'd rather you be preemptive on guys like Mitchell, and just like we were Charbonnet and Warren, preemptive and assume that the worst is going to happen and their job is going to be available to them. Spears is another one. Like preemptively, I like to consume and hold these breakout sleeping giant running backs that can have dances and cups of coffee with the running back twos. Mitchell has that. Chandler kind of has that. Spears definitely does. Bigsby does, but he's more of a very deep sleeping giant because he probably isn't going to get a lot of run unless ETN gets injured. But Kenneth Walker is out for at least, I would say, guaranteed it seems 1 week, potentially out multiple weeks. Charbonnet's got fantastic short-term value. Charbonnet's got a little bit of potential for long-term value. And Warren has absolute locked and loaded running back 2 value. Some might say quiet running back 1 value. Truly, like think about it. 12 starters in a 12-man league. All he's got to do is rank 12 out of all 12 running backs. That's a running back 1. It could be the last running back 1 in fantasy football, the number 12 guy. This could be Warren. Without much of a hesitation, a gawk, a laugh, a belly chuckle. No, not this man. Jaylen Warren is freaking on the moon right now.
To the moon.
And he's extremely valuable. And anybody that thinks he can't be a top 12 running back, I'm not saying he is, that he can't be, you're misjudging the situation greatly. if Love's available and you need a quarterback, he played really well. Of course, again, T-Law, Kyler. T-Law looked really, really solid. Kyler's fantastic. Dobbs is great. These guys are probably not available in any league where quarterbacks have been needed because they would have scooped them up right away. So you're talking about like 8-man, 10-man leagues. These guys might be available, and you lose Burrow, then you can scoop up Kyler, T-Law, Dobbs, whatever. Brock Purdy in some cases might be available in an 8-man, 10-man league where Burrow went down. As for 12-team leagues, Love is probably your best bet. Why? Because a lot of people dropped him last week. And if I look up Love's availability, it probably is a lot. It's probably shocking. It might be shocking in either direction, to be honest. Let me just pull up Jordan Love. Jordan Love available in 55% of leagues. Available in 55% of leagues. I was expecting like 35, 40 maybe. I wasn't exactly sure, to be honest, but Love being available in freaking 55% plus of leagues is unreal. And if you lost Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow,
initiate full load drop.
That's definitely a full load drop moment. If you need a QB and Love's there and you lost Burrow, that is a full load drop. And before we really kind of finalize this list, because honestly, the list is not that crazy tonight, and there's not going to be a lot we go over, really. The odds of Jaylen Warren being the best pickup of the year, and let me remind people that this meter is not, it's not exclusive to one player. Like, just because somebody ranked 10 before on the year, Achane ranked 10, Keaton Mitchell ranked 10, I still think Keaton Mitchell's easily a 9-10. I really do. Doesn't mean Keaton Mitchell does anything yet. Maybe they wait one more week. Maybe it's this week. Maybe we're just a week early on Keaton Mitchell. Maybe he never evolves or gets the workload. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he feels like a 10. Keaton Mitchell gets the ball enough. He's a 10. Jaylen Warren is a 10. Jaylen Warren, odds of Jaylen Warren being the best pickup of the year. Easily, I would say, in the ballpark of 10 out of 10. That puts him in the class of Achane, in the class of Keaton Mitchell, in the class of Tank Dell, in the class of Puka Nacua, and now Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren, Puka Nacua, Devon Achane, Keaton Mitchell, and Tank Dell. Those are 10 out of 10 odds of being the number one pickup of the year. Again, not exclusive to one player, just a category ranking and something that can make you win a league. You pick the player up, they do what you expect them to do, you win a league. Tank Dell, is Tank Dell a 10 out of 10? You bet your bottom dollar he's a 10 out of 10. Tank Dell is delivering. Tank Dell is potentially winning leagues, and he's been available on and off, all off season long. All off season long. Keaton Mitchell feels like a sidekick with Gus. Yeah, but think about how that's the way Achane felt in week 1 when he was a healthy scratch, that he was not going to do anything. That's how Warren's felt for a big part of the year next to Najee. It's all about looking ahead, Noah. It's not going to, if it was clear as day, he wouldn't be on the waiver wire. Keaton Mitchell wouldn't have been on the waiver wire in 90% of leagues last week if it was clear as day, Noah. These things aren't going to look clear until they're in the rear view mirror. And Keaton Mitchell, just to give you an idea of what his availability looks like in most leagues right now, Keaton Mitchell is available still in a shocking 40% of leagues. 40% of leagues he's still available. That means that if you miss out on Warren, you miss out on Charbonnet, you miss out on Love, you miss out on... I would even say Mitchell's right there. He's probably higher than Jaden Reed for me because I don't think I'm starting Jaden Reed over other receivers. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab Keaton Mitchell. I'm going to stash and I'm going to hold. It's a good point, Noah. It's not that what you say here isn't legit. This is a seriously good, strong point. But I think we need to look at it from the angle of they're never. Stroud was a 10 out of 10 too. Good one, Anthony. Stroud was a 10 out of 10. Dell was a 10 out of 10. Puka was a 10 out of 10. Warren was a 10 out of 10. Achane a 10 out of 10. Keaton Mitchell, in my mind, still a 10 out of 10 potential. Doesn't mean it's going to work out. It's just the upside is win a league potential. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Stroud. But Noah, you're not wrong in thinking. I wouldn't say zero. I think zero is wrong. But you're not wrong in saying, hey, he doesn't. I'm questioning this because he hasn't done it yet. Well, that's the nature. That's why you're on the waiver wire. I venture to say, Noah, a lot of people said the same thing about Tank Dell coming out of a couple dud weeks in a row. Okay, this is Nico Collins' team now. Tank Dell is no longer needed. Tank Dell doesn't feel like a 10 out of 10 at all anymore. And that flips very quickly. This is the NFL, baby. This is the NFL. This is not baseball. This is not basketball where you play, hundreds of games. Like in baseball, hundreds of games. Your average, if you're a 6.7 average player in terms of fantasy points, you never stray really from 6.7 points per game. It's just clockwork. You don't even have to watch baseball. You don't even have to watch a single game of fantasy baseball, and you can dominate a fantasy baseball league. Football doesn't matter. You could do jack squat until week 10 and come in and be a top 5 running back the rest of the way. You could come in week 15 and drop running back 3, running back 4, running back 2 numbers in back-to-back-to-back games, a la Arian Foster back in his rookie season, looking like a monster at the tail end of the season, or McKinnon last year. McKinnon did things in spots that we've never seen before and then fade the next year. That's the way KC does it. They tend to always kind of disappoint in terms of using a late season thriving individual the next year at the beginning. They did it with Damian Williams 2 years in a row. They did it with McKinnon last year heading into this year. They kind of did it with Pacheco as well. Pacheco's getting on his horse and doing some good work now. But this is the waiver wire list for week number 12. And again, these guys right here shouldn't be available. I just want to make sure everybody's looking at it. Making sure they're looking at it. Smitty talking about baseball. I talk about baseball all the time when we talk about a player being able to do what I just described, because I use it as an example on the regular. That baseball is just, it's just there's such predictability with the averages and numbers. That's not the case with the NFL. That's why this mentality of, oh, he's the sidekick. It's a good point that Noah brought up, but it needs to be recognized that there's a switch that can be flipped on any player at any moment if the talent's there, if the situation unfolds properly. Another example of a player that could just blow up, like I said, is Spears. Spears is a forgotten man right now. Spears is a sidekick as well, Noah. But if Henry goes down, Spears goes to the freaking moon, or at least the space, the space station, and docks there for a potential moon landing. Or orbit, or maybe a slingshot over to Pluto. Spears has the potential, and certainly like him a lot if he gets into the starting lineup. Heat with the first super chat of the night always gets a standing ovation. My boy, appreciate you coming in with the $5 holler. That missed catch by MVS lost me 2 leagues by less than 5 points each. Tough week. Probably Mahomes, I assume. I'm 9-2, 5-6 in my big money leagues. Thank you for the super chat.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
I'm exhausted today. I'll tell you that right now. This is my third live. I've done a lot of other stuff too today. It's been quite a day. I'll be honest. Let's get our energy back here. Let's get our energy back. Zay Flowers to the moon. Yeah, I mean, look, you got Odell injured. You've got Andrews out for the regular season. There's hope that he could come back for the NFL playoffs, but that doesn't affect fantasy. That doesn't affect Zay Flowers. So Zay Flowers definitely is on a course for the moon, and we'll see if he lands there or not, but he's definitely an awesome prospect right now. Handed says, I did it. Traded Eckler and Howell and DK for Tyreek, Connor, and Spears. Now I have Hurts, Bijan, Achane, Connor, Sharps, Tyreek, Debo, Dell, Hawkinson. Got him. Eckler traded Eckler, Howell, and DK for Tyreek, Connor, and Spears. Yeah, I could get behind that. I think there's value on both sides, but I think Tyreek's the better player. I made a trade. I traded Tyreek away in the Marsman League. The Marsman League, which my team is fire. My team in the Marsman League, it was AR5, and then he got hurt. So my quarterback, who, is doing pretty well, Purdy. I got Purdy. Then I got Eckler. Is this marker out, or are we going to be able to get it? There we go. I got Eckler. I've got Achane. I had Tyreek. I just traded him. Tyreek. Kelsey. Olave. And Ridley. So this is my Marsman team. With AR5, it was dangerous. This team, after today's loss, 3 wins. 3 wins. I've got Eckler. I had AR5. Achane, Tyreek, Kelsey, Olave, Ridley. 3 wins. 3-8. 3-8. Unbelievable, is it not? I mean, some of us have these teams. It's not embarrassing to admit you have a 2-win team. This is one of the best teams I've assembled all year. Tell me this team doesn't look like at least a 7-win team. Tell me. Somebody in here tell me. This is unbelievable that I have this squad playing like a 3-8 team. It's straight fire. I drafted over again. I'm proud of this team. I show this team to anybody that will look at it. I'm at the grocery store. I'm getting some milk. Miss Smitty says, pick up some Law Dog milk. We need some for cereal tomorrow. And I get to the grocery store. I'm in line. I show little old lady sitting there. I go, hey, you want to see my team? I show her my team. I pull out a little note card. Show her the team. I say, look at this squad. I carry it around. Carry it around in one of those things, Velcro sleeves, and just show people my team. Look at it. Stare at it. This team is fire. And people drool all over the place when they see this team. Unbelievable. It's got 3 wins. 3 wins. And I had to trade Tyreek. What did I get? A pretty decent deal, I must say. I didn't want to do it, but I kind of had to do it. Purdy was playing well, is playing well. I could have rode that train. I decided to go ahead. It's 6 points per TD. 6 points passing TDs, okay? I traded Tyreek Hill 1 for 2. I got Josh Allen, 6 points per TD pass, plus Puka. This is with I traded with Jack of all trades. So I'd like to know what you guys think. Vote on this right here. Do you like this team, this trade for my team? 6 points per TD pass. Purdy obviously has been playing well. I could have stuck it out with Purdy, but the fact that I get Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp is injured. Who knows if Kupp ever even returns to form? I get that to replace my Tyreek, which is not closing the gap by a very close amount. But the fact that I have Josh Allen to go into the squad, is this a Chad approved trade? Your team is even better now. Bro, your team is even better now. Good. Let's see here. I'm locked into playoffs. Grandma League. It's the Marsman League. It's the Marsman League. Grandma League. I like the second team better. Okay, so let's put my new team together and let's see if I have a shot. I've got 3 wins. I've got Josh Allen. I got to take Tyreek out, which is painful. Put in Puka. And I've got 3 wins. Can I recover from this? Is it even possible? Honestly, I don't want to get last place because you get knocked down to the Moonmen League. Imagine getting knocked down to the Moonmen League. No offense, Moonmen. Having this team, the last place team in the Marsman League gets knocked into the Moonmen League, and they got to play in that for a year until they climb out and win that. This is unbelievable. So Josh Allen, Eckler, Achane, Puka, Kelsey, Olave, Ridley. Hopefully this team does it. Hopefully this team does it. I'd keep Hill. Don't like it. Purdy is one of the best QBs in the league. Mateo, you've got to be a Niner fan. I mean, he's playing well. He's playing well. Allen's side, need a stud QB. Remember, this is 6 points per TD pass. I need Achane to go off. I do need Achane to go off. I think you kind of overvalue QBs. Could be wrong. Well, Logan at 6 points per TD pass, my guy, like I've said a couple times. I think everybody should overvalue QBs in a 6 point per TD. passing league. Purdy's legit in a 6 point. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I could still trade him, mind you. Unless that deadline's tonight. Travis, you need a quarterback. Anybody in the Marsman League needs a QB, come get Brock Purdy. He's available. Yeah, you need HN healthy. Look, I needed to do something. My team kept losing. And I would start the wrong quarterbacks because I got Joshua Dobbs. And so I've Joshua Dobbs and Purdy, and I would rotate and get the wrong one. So anyway, appreciate you all here. Let me answer these super chats here. Handed, appreciate you. Bijan Connor. So yeah, I get it. Look, pros and cons to that trade. I mean, both sides have some value there. I was just giving you that example of me trading away Tyreek Hill because I had to do it. Carmine, appreciate you. I had to do it at 3 wins. I had to do something, and I needed a quarterback. I think Josh Allen could carry me every single week in a 6 point per TD league, so I'm fine with it. Carmine with a $20 hauler, my boy Carmine, coming in strong. Appreciate you, my boy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Carmine, coming in strong, my boy. Let's see here. Let me put this on screen here. Carmine with a 20 wad. This is Tom San with a $2 hauler. Alec with a $1.99 hauler. Murph with a $9.99 hauler. Rock Out, appreciate you, my boy Rock Out with a $2 hauler. Let me put that on screen. I got like a big delay on my computer today. It's just I restarted it. I gotta, I think, clear some space, some hard drive space. It's lagging. Ian, appreciate your $4.99 hauler, you monster. Finn's Fanatic with a $5 hauler, appreciate you. And Loso with a $4.99 hauler. Let me organize this screen a little better. I just want to clear out the chat real quick, and that way I can get back to them. What's up with Chase? Chase is I'm gonna have a Chase video. I did my Bijan video tomorrow. I'm gonna try and do a Jamar Chase video, a live premiere Jamar Chase video. I don't think you guys are gonna like the video. If you like Jamar Chase, as I do, this video is gonna probably not. It's gonna scare you a little bit in terms of the way I'm feeling about it. Let's get into this real quickly. Allen over Lamar. Yeah, I like Josh Allen over Lamar. Josh Allen to me is 1-3. 1-3. Let's see here. People are saying Lamar better than Allen. That's laughable, says Anthony. I think anything could happen, but I think Josh Allen could be the #1 quarterback in fantasy football going forward. Rock Out, now 6-5, lost Burrow, Walker, and still won. Rock Out, that's fantastic. I'm sorry, bro. I traded Tank Dell for Jacobs. That sucks this week. If you did it after the week, I mean, that could work out, but I think Tank Dell still could be pretty damn good. Did I mess up? I mean, look, Jacobs is pretty solid, but, you know, he had a bad game last week. There's going to be some ups and downs. Again, 400 total touches last year. Could wear on him at some point. He could break at just the wrong time. That's kind of been my fear for him, but it doesn't mean he will. He could definitely squeak it out. He's a strong running back, and he's been playing pretty well until this week. But you know I love Tank Dell, so I'm not like super excited you traded Dell away, but it definitely could work out. Never thought I'd hear, but I don't know where to flex Chase, Warren, or Devonta Smith this week. Won't sit Hall, Swift, Lamb, or St. Brown. Okay, so if you refuse to sit those guys, I mean, I'm probably saying give me, I don't know. I think I'd rather maybe start Smith and Warren over Swift and Chase, but I don't know. That's really, really tough. Let's tackle that later in the week, but if we could get everybody to vote on this one, please. Who would you start? Chase, Warren, Devonta Smith, or Swift? Let's say you could only start one of Chase, Warren, Devonta, or two. You can start two out of Swift, Devonta Smith, 2 Eagles, Swift, Devonta Smith, Swift and Devonta Smith, Warren, and Chase. You can only start 2. Can we get a vote for Ian, please? Let's help Ian out. Ian deserves our help. Joseph Smith dropping a 20 watt on screen. Appreciate you. Let me get these 2 out of the way just so I can focus on you. What would you trade Monty Goff for Tua and Laporta? To provide insurance at QB. Insurance at QB? I don't know if I'm making trades for insurance at QB, but Laporta's great. You got Kelsey. I don't think this trade. I think to make this move and getting rid of Monty, when you got Kyron Gibbs. Yeah, I guess, man. Murph, this might actually, Murph, I was going to say I don't like this move, but you're so deep. This looks like a 8-man grandma league. You're so deep at running back with CMC, Kamara, Kyron Gibbs, and you're super deep at tight end with Kelsey and Laporta now. And now you got two. I like it. At first I was going to be like, no, but why not? Why not beef up at every single position? I like it, bro. The only question is, are you going to start the wrong people at the wrong time? Let me get to these 220s after I focus and get these out of the way. Rate my team 9-2, Superflex, full PPR, Allen, Tua, Diggs, St. Brown, Dell, Watson. Let me put that with Joseph right here. Let me put Rockouts right here. Thank you. Appreciate you guys dropping these super chats. Rock out with this one here. But traded Ferguson for Purdy. Still got Kincaid. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. You got Purdy. I like that move for you, Rock out. And this team right here, Tua, Diggs, Allen. I assume this is Superflex. Yeah, Superflex 9-2. So Allen and Tua are fantastic quarterbacks. Like that to me right now, I know you have that 9-2. I know why you're 9-2. Those two quarterbacks rule, bro. The fact you got Diggs, who hasn't done much lately, and he will trade for Diggs right now. If anybody can, watching right now, if you can still trade Jamar Chase and something for Diggs if you need to. St. Brown, Diggs will go off. Dell, fantastic. Hall, Swift, White, Warren. Warren's kicking into gear right in the nick of time. Hall and Swift and White, you should be able to find a great running back to go with Warren on the weekly, but Warren needs to be in your lineup going forward. Kincaid, love the team. I'd say this is overall, this is a 9 out of 10 minimum in a super flex league because of your quarterback play, bro, and your depth is phenomenal. Sent Pittman, Sharps for Bijan, Lockett. I would take Bijan in a heartbeat in that situation. I really think I got a video up on Bijan. I put it up today. Go watch it. It's got Bijan on the thumbnail. I think he turns it around, and I give you a lot of my reasoning why. Go watch it. Drop Deontay Johnson for Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed looks really promising right now. Let me put Just Sherman's question right there. Let me put Danny's question right here. And let me put Jedi's question right here and go for my two $20 haulers. I appreciate you guys dropping those. You guys are absolute monsters. Here come the $20 hauler sessions right now. Joseph Smith with the 20. Let's give Joseph the proper standing ovation.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Joseph, thank you, pal. I got Pacheco. Okay, let's look at this team. $20 hauler. Mahomes, Kyler, Bijan, Swift, Pacheco, Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson, Ridley, Dell, Laporta, Kincaid. Just traded Laporta for Pacheco. Don't mind that. Thinking about going to the Burrow owner and offering Kyler, Javonte, Ridley for CMC. Definitely would do that. And if you don't get that, if they have an Adams, if they have Devonta Smith, if they have a Puka Nacua, if they have a JT, if they have an ETN, I'm still offering Kyler, Javonte, and maybe not Ridley. Maybe it's, honestly, Garrett Wilson feels expendable to me because of that offense. And I do something similar, Joseph, to get that onto this team. Joseph, awesome. Fred says, Joseph Smith is my great uncle, no lie. This Joseph Smith, or is just the name Joseph Smith your great uncle? Or is it this your great uncle right here? This man right here, this marvelous $20 hollering man. Carmine, another $20 holler monster.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Carmine. To my let's see here. Surplus, tell me who I should package. This is too small on the screen. I can't even read it. Who should I package and who should I obtain for a playoff push? Hurts, Bijan, JT, Jacobs, Hunt, Najee, Dell, Waddle, Pittman, Lockett, Watson, JSN, Titans, Kincaid, Goddard. I love JT, Bijan. I'm trusting Bijan. I'm maybe trading Jacobs on the high, and I wish you could get rid of Najee, but I don't know that anybody's going to give you anything for Najee anymore. Dell is a decent sell high right now, but also an amazing hold. Okay, so there's two sides to the coin. Dell and Jacobs for Diggs. That's what I'm going to tell you to do, bro. And I hesitate to even say focus on anything else. I'd give up Lockett or Pittman with it if I needed to get it done. It's just the move to make. A.J. Brown struggled tonight. Do the same thing for A.J. Brown. Those would be two of my favorite targets for you. Puka Nacua in a little more subtle way would be fantastic as well. Those are the moves that I'm making, my man. And Carmine, you get those done, and I don't want to say it's over, but you're walking to the bank and you're going to at least ask them what kind of advance they can maybe give you if you show them your team. Slap it up against the glass and say, look at this roster. Tell me this doesn't get an IOU or two. Start Charbonnet with confidence against the Niners. No, Danny, we need to know the dilemma that you have. I would not say that a blanket statement, start him against the Niners D, but I do like him and I would play him. And he's a great pass catcher, so catches maybe 4 or 5 receptions on a bad rushing day, and he still gets you good points. Sit Charbonnet for Eckler, Brees, and Gibbs, of course. Yes, I would sit Charbonnet for Eckler, Brees, and Gibbs, no doubt about it, and maybe you shop him in trade. Jedi with a $10 wad. My boy Jedi coming in strong, you absolute maniac. He's Tank Dell. He's 6'12". He will be there to answer the mother freaking bell. He's not frail. He won't let you fail, but just put him in your lineup and he'll give him hell. This is pretty good, Jedi. We're going to have something similar to that, to be honest with you. I like what you said here. We're going to have something with Tank Dell very, very soon. And it's going to be a little bit like this. You're going to be excited about it. It's similar to the Brees Hall, is 8 feet tall. But I will maybe throw in that he's 6'12". We'll see what happens. Well, I'll maybe swing something like that into the mix. That's a good one. Thank you. Appreciate you. Tank Dell to the moon. And guys, give him a standing ovation for that amazing rhyme. I'm impressed. That's pretty damn good. Dr. Smitty over here says the red machine. Red, appreciate you being here. Chase seems like he's 5 receptions for 31 yards. And, he's probably going to be Garrett Wilson. Like, Chase could have 30 yards. Have no points, negative points, then 90 and a touch, then 90 yards, then 50 yards, then 90 yards. Then he's got like 2 touchdowns on the year going forward. Like, that's how I feel about Jamar Chase. Rate my team 7-4, 12-team PPR: Stroud, Ridley, Debo, Hollywood, Gibbs, Kamara, Kelsey, Jacobs. I like this team a lot. Only Aaron Jones going down sucks. JJ not coming back this week maybe, and then he's on a bye week and he doesn't help you. But you're 7-4. You can kind of sit that out. That's not horrible. I like this team. There's not really much to move other than Jacobs. If you can move Jacobs and let's say Aaron Jones to a really running back needy team. Vamp, appreciate Vampy being here and all my mods. Thank you, Vampy. Would I be tempted to like try and deal Jacobs and Aaron Jones for like an ETN? Jacobs and Aaron Jones for an Achane injured and get something else back, or just try Jacobs straight up for Achane. But I mean, I would do a double. I'd do a 2 for 2. But if you could just trade Aaron Jones or Jacobs for Achane injured right now, I would do it. Puka Nacua, fantastic player to go get using Jacobs, using Aaron Jones, using one of the two or both of them if you get a 2 for 2, or using Hollywood Brown in one of them. Debo and Jacobs for one player. Diggs is going to be a guy I recommend everybody go try to get this week, and you might be one of the perfect candidates for it too, because you could send Debo and Jacobs or Aaron Jones and Jacobs together for one player. Throw in JSN, throw in Hollywood. I would give up Hollywood, Aaron Jones, and Jacobs all for Stephon Diggs. With this team, I could care less about the depth when you can build a conglomerate, bro. A monopoly on all the players. Do it live. $5 hauler from Rockout. 6-5 team now. QB Burrow, Bijan, Javonte, Sharps, Walker, out Foreman. Wide receiver St. Brown, Olave, Ayuk. Ayuk played great. St. Brown, Olave, Ayuk should be very, very solid for you. Kincaid, I like it. Dallas D's phenomenal. Bijan's going to turn it on. Javonte's shaky, but you got Charbonnet, so you probably put Charbonnet in there for... Well, we'll visit that one later, Rockout. Purdy's doing good. You got a really good squad. There's not even much to really maneuver. I don't even know if you can trade at this point anymore at all. This one here, rate this team. I think that's the one we just went over. Thank you very much, my guy. This one's from Sebastian. $5 hauler, 12-team, 9-2, Hurts, Gibbs, Tony Pollard, Monty, Singletary, Charbonnet, JJ, Devonta Smith, Waddle, Christian Watson, McBride. Waddle plus McBride plus Monty for Kelsey. With your depth, I would probably do that. At 9-2, waiting on JJ, take Kelsey, do it live. I like that move. Very few teams can pull it off, though. You can. You're 9-2. I do it. I do it live. If Achane is out, I need to start too. Let's hold out hope that he's not. It sounds like he's got a real good shot at playing. He could have come back into the game from all accounts, so I don't think they'll hold him out another week. Connor, Sharps, Debo. I'm going Debo and Sharps until we get more of a feel on Connor's total, situation, workload, likelihood of doing. I think Sharps is pretty decent, but maybe we revisit the Sharps versus Connor. $5 hauler go for Kincaid with Charbonnet to the Walker owner. I would. Is that fair? Yes, it is. And keep in mind, Charbonnet still could have a short shelf life. Like he could start all year, or he could have a short shelf life. So I like the idea of getting a long-term option Kincaid. Smitty approved that. I think that's a smart way to use Charbonnet. So excellent job. Way to scoop him up. Way to pigeonhole hold the other owner. $10 hauler. Alec, appreciate you dropping the wad on screen. Thanks for all the help. What moves should I make, if any? Thank you, Alec. Appreciate you. 6 and 5 full PPR trade deadline Saturday. Kyler, Diggs, Ayuk, JT, Bijan, Kincaid, Jacobs, Purdy, Lockett, Andrews, Burrow, Watson, Hubbard. I mean, I think you just roll with Purdy at this point. You say, okay, I got a guy that's going to produce. You're banking on JT, Bijan, Ayuk, Kincaid, Diggs. You got Kyler. I forgot you got Kyler. That's good. Unfortunately, my man, there's not much to sell high. Unless you're to trade Jacobs and Lockett for like Puka. Jacobs and Lockett for trying to think of what player would fit the bill here. Jacobs and Lockett for JT, Jacobs and Lockett for ETN. Achane is definitely a player I think is worth trading for. All those would be good moves for that team. But other than that, like, you're set up pretty well. And if you like Jacobs, don't trade him and then don't make any moves, because he's the only guy that I'd be tempted to trade, and I like your team. Patrick.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Patrick, appreciate you. Full PPR 2 flex. Mahomes, Gibbs, JT, Amon-Ra, Olave, Kincaid, Brees, Waddle, flex. Got Charbonnet, Downs, Keaton, Douglas bench. Was offered Diggs, Flowers for Olave, Waddle. I would take Diggs and Flowers and run. What do you think, Zay, on the bench? I do it. Look, I'm buying Diggs all day long. I'm going to tell you. You're going to hear me talk about it. I'm going to create a video on it. It's Diggs, all day long, all week long. Even with the risk involved, it's worth it because people are going to panic, and there's a lot of value. I think Josh Allen's going to bounce back. The Bills are going to bounce back in a major way. They're already starting to do that. Partner with one QB and a tight end, Stroud, Fields, Laporta, Kincaid. I'd rather have Stroud over Fields. I'd rather have Kincaid over Laporta for right now. Look, Laporta's been slumping a little bit. We still like him a lot, but I like Kincaid a little more right now. And I think Buffalo does some major damage here. 6 and 5 QB, Mahomes, Howell, Gibbs, Achane, Pacheco, Olave, London, Addison, Sutton, Taysom Hill, Kelsey, Dallas, Cleveland last week to trade. Howell, try and move Howell. Keep Gibbs, Achane, Howell and Pacheco for a slight Pacheco upgrade. ETN struggles so bad that his owners are like, they're emailing me, DMing me, commenting to me, sending me messages on and on the text line, even on thefantasyfootballshow.com, just a bunch of ETN panic. I get the sense ETN and Diggs are probably the two different positions, most easily acquirable top 6 to 10 players at their position. I think ETN's fantastic to go get, but given you got Gibbs and Achane, if you wanted to bank on Achane, and you could essentially trade Pacheco and let's call it Addison, or Pacheco and Sutton, who keeps scoring touchdowns, or Pacheco and Olave, go get a Diggs. I'm keeping Mahomes. I'm keeping Kelsey, Mahomes, Gibbs. You got a great team. Go get Diggs, and I think you'll walk into a championship without touching those big dogs. You get Gibbs somehow, you're gonna be a team to beat. Rock out. My trade deadline is November 29th. Okay, good. Well, we can try and come up with something, rock out, but it's going to be hard to sell, I think, a lot of the players on your squad. Doesn't mean they're bad. Let me just pull rock out's team again real quick. It was right here, Javonte. Hard to sell him. Bijan, hard to sell him. I think Bijan bounces back. Purdy's probably not that hard to sell, but it just depends. Walker, Sharps, hard to sell that. People are going to be scared of it. Olave, no one's going to buy him necessarily low yet. St. Brown, I guess there's a lot of upside in St. Brown and Ayuk, but do you really want to trade him, or just ride out those consistent? I would maybe trade Ayuk and Javonte for ETN. Ayuk and Javonte for Diggs. Ayuk and Javonte. This team could go after HN if it wanted. Look, you got to want to go down this risky road. A lot of people are going to be so pissed at me if I tell everybody to go trade for an injured player. I can't ask everybody to walk with me this time around, but I'm going to dive in. Those are just some ideas I have, but I think Diggs would be fantastic for you. Do I send Chase and Keaton for Diggs? If you like winning, I think you make that move. I like Keaton a lot, but I'm taking Diggs. Chase worries the hell out of me. This one right here, trade Fields for Hurts. Okay, wow. Fields for Hurts, fantastic. Cook for Olave. Dalvin Cook? James Cook, probably. James Cook for Olave. And Olave for Diggs. Oh, you got him on both trades, bro.
Got him.
Unbelievable, TP. Okay, we're going to open the phone lines for just a very brief amount of time. Your boy's pretty tired. This is my third live stream of the day. I'm going to try and answer a few questions, and then we might bail out of here. This is my Marsman team. My 3-win Marsman team looks phenomenal. Etienne Eckler, Puka, Kelsey, Olave, Ridley, Josh Allen, 6-point per TD league. Can't even get freaking a 4th win this week. It's unbelievable. And some of it's scoring against and all that, but it's crazy. Hopefully I just go on a big winning streak. I mean, we got, what is this, week 12, 13, 14. So I at most I could have 6 wins, right? Going into the play. I don't know if a 6-win team's going to make the playoffs. We'll have to see. Probably have to have like the high score though too, if there'll probably be some ties. If there's some ties, maybe I get in on a tie somehow. Draven, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, how you doing, man? Shout out the Eagles for getting a dub. But shout out Zach Wilson, the only team to beat the Eagles, and I think that's kind of crazy. But my question is, Cooper Kupp, can I trade him on, I can't trade him high, but can I trade him for, a decent wide receiver that's not as good as him, and it'll still be okay? I'm trading Sutton.
I wouldn't trade him for, I can understand why someone might think that or ask the question, but I'm not trading Cooper Kupp for Sutton keeps scoring touchdowns though. At what point am I ridiculous to make fun of that, I guess, right? But Kupp's got a low ankle sprain. If he had the high ankle and we were worried about him missing 4 to 6 weeks, it would be one thing, bro, but he might not even miss this week. He probably, I think at the end of the day will, if I had to guess, and I'm totally guessing. But why are you going to trade him? I know you need wins, but no, I don't, Smitty, approve that. Go give up a little more, go get Diggs. Give up a little more, go get, I don't know. I'd rather have Jamar Chase than this, and I don't even want to own Chase right now.
Do you think he's going to go back to what he was?
I don't know. I don't know. It would be reckless for me to tell you where Kupp's going to be. He's injured. We have no idea if he's even playing. But do I trade him for Sutton? No. That's not going to get you a championship, Draven.
I'll have to win out.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean you make the worst trade. Doesn't make you make horrible trades and make other teams better. Your league's going to hate you. They probably already hate your trade. Does the league hate your trade? Huh?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
They hate it.
They hate your trade. You're
You moving Hill, though. Like, on your league, like, you had to move Hill. I mean, I had to move my team. You got to move your team. Got to do what you got to do. And now you're going to get those wins. You know what I'm saying?
all right.
So, I appreciate you, Smitty. Thank you, man.
Hey, Draven, go after an RB or something. Go after Achan and Debo. You know what I mean? Like, get something like that. Go to the Achan owner, give him Cup, get a wide receiver with it. Go do that. Then all of a sudden you're in the mix, bro. You might even be in the mix at that point. All right, later, Draven. All right, let's go over to Mars Man Rock Out. I want to make it snappy tonight, gentlemen. I'm exhausted. So hit me with the Mars Man Rock Out.
Yeah, based on the team I sent you in the super chat, would you try to get Reed or Chandler or a backup QB like Love?
Reed or Chandler or a backup QB like Love off waivers? I probably... You only have Purdy, I'd probably go get Love. If you only had Purdy.
Yeah.
But Chandler's nice. Reed's nice. Spears is also nice.
Yeah, I got like 2 people I could probably drop for 2 of them.
Yeah.
I could drop probably Reed for Chandler.
Yeah. I could get behind that. I don't know where. Like, I gotta see what these last super chats were. Hold on a second, Rock Out. Let me just see if I've got this. This is Asan, who dropped a 10 team. Is this the same one? This is the same one. Okay. Sebastian says, "Chat, what can I get for Singletary Waddle?" I think I answered that one already a while ago. All right, Rock Out. Yeah. Anything else? But I definitely feel like Love's safer, given that you only have the one quarterback. But who knows how he's gonna do. But Reed's nice. I like Reed. If you need a wide receiver, I like Reed. But if you need a quarterback, which I think you do, I'd go Love.
All right, appreciate it.
Rock Out to the moon. Later, Rock Out. Travis, what's up?
2 good things. I dropped T-Law and I'm rolling with Powell and Tyler, but I just realized they both have a bye week 14, which is the last week, and I'm probably going to need it to get into the playoffs. So, would you try to get T-Law back? He's facing Cleveland that week, or think I should just try to grab Love who's facing the Giants?
Probably Love. If it's that week is what you're worried about. I mean, do I like T-Law more on the year? Yes, but if you're focused and hyper-focused on that 1 week, this is a strategic move. It makes sense. It doesn't feel right, but it makes sense at the end of the day.
Yeah, because I have Howell and Kyler, so I can roll with it. I think they're okay until they both go on the bye.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
And then just the other thing was, like with Cooper Kupp, if I feel like I can't wait on him, like I need to get a win, because I'm 6-5, so I'm kind of bunched in the middle with a bunch of people. Is Flowers too low for him still? I want more than Flowers.
Yeah. I like where your mind's at with that, but you need more. Like, this is where I think it becomes very crafty to go after. I hate to keep saying it. I know I'm beating a dead horse, but like, I believe that if, let's say, do you have Achan in this league?
I do.
Damn it. Because, like, I feel like this is what's due. I feel like Debo and Achan, if anybody else is watching that needs this move, I feel like you could go to the Achan owner. They're going to be so ready to give up on him, and then see what slumping wide receiver they have. So for you, I would, go to the Debo owner, go to the guy. It would have been great to go after Devonta Smith, but now he's going to be valued a little bit more. I think there's still a, let me look at the fantasyfootballshow.com rankings here, where you guys can also go if you want year-round rankings and bold predictions. Let me see if I can drum up a player or two in terms of, like, let's see here.
Yeah, it's tough because I'm weakest at wide receiver too.
Yeah, so Puka, Debo, Olave off the bye, and now DJ Moore is up in value. Ayuk's up in value. Hopkins is kind of interesting, but as you can tell, those guys all have different values. So depending on which one you're picking of those guys I just listed, like Hopkins as an example, you probably want to get Hopkins and something. And maybe you could get somebody that's very doubted. Cup for ETN would be fantastic. Cup for Breece Hall. And if you get Breece Hall, maybe you get a receiver. You know, Ridley was a guy that was free last week. Now he's going to be hard to get, but you get my point. Like Ridley and ETN would have been attainable last week. Now this is laughable. No one's going to do that. But you, yeah. So Breece Hall or whoever, just Bijan for Cup. That would be phenomenal.
Okay. All right. The last thing I'm just going to ask, because you mentioned it before, you aren't worried about ETN at all with this
a little bit
schedule, like
a little bit.
Baltimore, Tampa there. So
A little bit, but if I'm trading for him, I'm taking swings but yeah, a little worried. All right, appreciate you, Travis.
So if I shop them, just go for something big, obviously.
I mean, I can't. I don't know. I wish I could give somebody a very clear Cooper Cup answer right now, but I'd be ETN. I mean, I like ETN. I'd trade Cooper Cup for ETN if you needed an RB. I would do that straight up.
No, I have ETN.
Oh.
So you wouldn't try to be selling ETN right now. You like him enough.
I'd sell him. I'd sell him. It depends on what I can get. If I can get a JT, I might actually lean that way for right now. Maybe not. I mean, it just honestly depends. Would I sell ETN for Bijan and something? Probably, because I think you deserve more. I don't think other people value Bijan at all. So Bijan and something. Yeah, that might work. Or running back wise, if I look at again real quickly, and then I gotta run. The fantasyfootballshow.com rankings, it's like Kyron Williams, very undervalued. Breece Hall, very undervalued. David Montgomery, very undervalued. Saquon Barkley, no longer, but that was a player that was very undervalued. Tony Pollard probably will still be very undervalued. All those guys, and every one of those may or may not require you getting another player. So you just kind of go through the list. And all right, Travis to the moon. Appreciate you. Later. Sebastian, you got 30 seconds and I'm out of here, bro. I'm hanging up on you. You better get it out in time, or I'm just deucing.
So last week I did a trade. It was Bijan and Adams. I received Bijan and Adams for AJ Brown and Sutton. I was 4-6, and I had 4 of the league mates at 5-5, and they all lost. Would you recommend I go? Or do I just ride it out?
It depends what you can get, bro. I mean, it's a very open-ended, question. Like, what can you get for Adams? I don't know. Would I take Diggs? Abso-freaking-lutely. Would I give up a little more? Not Bijan, but give up Adams and something for Diggs? Absolutely. Would I take JJ if I had 9 wins? Sure. If not, I like Adams.
What would you turn Adams and Charbonnet into?
All right, listen offline, Sebastian. I'll give you an answer right now. Charbonnet and Adams, I would give that up for Puka Nacua. Give it up for Devonta Smith. Charbonnet and Adams, I give up for. Honestly, it kind of cuts off right there. Keenan Allen, obviously, you're not going to get that. Yeah, Amon-Ra, not going to get that. JJ, probably not going to get that. Diggs, you have to give up more. Running back. I still think, Achane and a piece works in a lot of these trades that we're talking about, my boy. Donnie Bravo, 30 seconds. That's it.
Yo, Smitty, I need to start 1 RB and 1 flex. My options are Pollard, Bijan, Charbonnet, Javonte Williams, and Olave.
I'm going to go Pollard and Bijan, but Olave is very hard to sit. I'm not starting Javonte or Charbonnet. They don't deserve this yet. They could earn that for sure. Pollard, Bijan are my two guys. But
and then Puka and Olave, would you switch them out or start Puka?
Puka.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, but it would be between Bijan and Olave, honestly. So I'll bring that one later in the week. All right, later. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for calling in. And let me hit these super chats real quick, and then we're out of here because your boy's tired. Edgar, thank you. Standard, Flex 1, McLaurin, Charbonnet, Douglas, or Flowers. Give me Flowers. With the injuries to that entire pass-catching room, bro, from Odell, who screwed up Flowers' big, long touchdown. From the injuries to Odell to Mark Andrews, I think he gets fed. Who can I trade Barkley for? Was thinking Monty and a wide receiver or Javonte and a wide receiver. I'd stray away from Javonte in this particular case. Achane and a wide receiver like Debo. Hall and a wide receiver. ETN, personally, I think would be great. I'd take ETN in that move. JT would be phenomenal. Eckler's attainable, but you might have to give up a little more, but I would do it. I would probably rather have Eckler than Barkley, but Barkley's pretty solid right now. I don't know that I'll run away from Barkley. Asan, $10 hauler. Barkley's solid, but what I have, looking at the fantasyfootballshow.com rankings, my boy, I'm going to say that, I guess an RB I like more than Barkley. If I have to throw a couple out, again, ETN, Gibbs, some of these you're not going to get, but I'm just telling you, ETN, Gibbs within reason. ETN, Kamara, JT, Kyron would be perfect. Bijan or Kyron with the wide receiver. That's what I'm trading Barkley for. There it is. We found it. Those are my targets, my man. Thank you for your super chat. And Kyron's perfect to trade for right now. I really like trading for Kyron Williams right now, especially given that you can probably get more. Asan, $10 hauler.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, Asan. Asan doing Asan things. Can't get the right screen on here. What's up, Smitty? 10 team, 5 and 6, 7th place now. Non-PPR QBs: Murray, JJ, Olave, Amon-Ra, Kirk, Dell, Rice, Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Gibbs, Singletary, Mitchell, Kincaid. Trade deadline passed. Is Rice droppable? Yeah, because they just don't. It depends what you can get though, Asan. Like if you're gonna pick up a Jaden Reed, yeah. If you're gonna pick up Spears because you want to stash, or a quarterback because you need it, yeah. I mean, Rice is. It's tough. They just don't use these guys the way they should in KC. It's ridiculous, to be honest with you. It's kind of like disgusting how limited they use all their pass catchers in KC this year. Even Kelsey to a degree. And here are the Eagles scoring in this game log, and here is the game log for the KC Chiefs. And as you'll see, we're going to look at Rice's targets. I just want to check his targets. 4 targets, 3 for 37. It's just pedestrian, man. It just feels so pedestrian out there. And I still buy Mahomes. I still bank on it. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that it's not disappointing. It doesn't mean that I'm not, worried to a degree. I guess if you've drafted Mahomes at Mahomes' value, do I buy low? Absolutely. What trade packages should I make? Hurts, Kamara, Achane, Gibbs, Swift, Chase, Debo, Kincaid, Charbonnet, Hopkins. I'd trade Hopkins and Swift. Swift had a good day. You could probably sell him high. I'm going after ETN. Hopkins and Charbonnet for Achane. Puka Nacua using Hopkins and Charbonnet. Debo and Swift for Diggs. Those are all pretty attainable in some respects. Bijan would be great to go get potentially. I'd maybe take Bijan over Swift right now straight up, and you might be able to do that coming off that game. But Swift's pretty good too. I mean, I don't know that I run from him or anything like that, but I just think Bijan's going to go on a tear. Travis, thank you for moderating. Appreciate you. Vampy, I think, is in here. I'll see you all later. You guys absolutely rock. I'm going to give Elvis, you got 10 seconds, and I'm hanging up, Elvis, because I'm out of here. You called in after I'm about hitting the button here. 10, 9, 8.
All I got to say is you're the man. Appreciate everything you do. and you're the reason I'm 10-1.
Now I feel bad. Now I feel okay. Give you 30 more seconds. Go. What are we doing here? I can't hang up on. That's the way you buy 10 more seconds. I'll tell you that right now. That the deploying of that strategy was unreal. Go ahead. Go 30, 40 seconds. Go ahead, Elvis. Jeez.
I just you talked about the trade I did yesterday, and you're really iffy about it, but I feel pretty good. I just wanted to know your thought process.
Give me your trade again.
Why you?
Give me your trade again.
It was I received Travis Kelce, Brian Robertson Jr., Joshua Dobbs, and Derrick Henry. I gave away Dalton Kincaid. What was the other guy? Sorry about that. Dalton Kincaid, Breece Hall, JJ, and Justin Herbert. And I have Hurts and A-Chain and Diggs and Adams on my team as well. I also traded for Gibbs and
Nice.
I traded for Gibbs and Musgrave for I've received those two, and I had
Yeah, I don't hate this trade. I mean, Kelsey's definitely kind of disappointed tonight to a degree, even though he scored. It's kind of crazy, but
yeah,
the fact that Henry could be solid, you just don't really know. I mean, is Hall really that much better than Henry? Because Hall's in a horrible situation. Herbert, you don't need Herbert because you got Hurts, so you don't necessarily need Herbert. And JJ's not helping you right now. I don't know. At the end of the day, I think it's pretty even. I don't think either one of you got one over the other. So, but am I a little less worried because JJ now is not returning? Yes, I think a lot of the negative feeling I might have had, because I don't have it anymore, to be honest, and I don't even remember seeing it. It feels like the first time I've ever seen it. I don't feel any sort of negativity toward your side that you got, this Kelsey side. And I now look at this, I'm sure, a lot different because JJ's for sure, not for sure, but most likely sitting this week. Then he has a bye week and you're not using him till week 14. So I don't think you did bad.
Right. And then the other trade was I got Gibbs and Musgrave, and I gave away Swift and Nico Collins.
Yeah, I like that.
That was the other one. And then I also got Olave, but I essentially traded Olave for Warren just because I had a lot of running backs with A-Chain and stuff. So
gotcha.
I wanted to get another receiver. But
all right, man. Nice trade. Gibbs to the moon, bro. Gibbs, where do you rank Gibbs without being as biased, without being super biased? Where do you rank Gibbs? Top 5 running back? Like what?
I would say Gibbs and A-Chain are twins. Just they do it differently.
Yeah, Gibbs, but where do you rank? Where do you rank him? Where do you rank Gibbs? Is he like running back 5, running back 7, running back 4, running back 8?
Oh no. He's running. I would say 4 or 5.
It's crazy, somewhere up there. It's so crazy.
A-Chain's probably 3. So
what what's crazy is I don't think I've found another person, even people that like A-Chain, that's even like said something like that. Like that's a lot of people are going to completely disagree with you and me on this, and that's fine. I get there's risk it for the biscuit. I truly believe if A-Chain does go back out there in week 12 and gets unleashed, he's going to shut everybody up. But is there a world where he doesn't play this week and they take it easy on him the next week, and then it's like, I mean, sure, like there's that threat to that equation, no doubt about it. But A-Chain I love, but Gibbs is so crazy. I mainly want to get on the topic of Gibbs. It's crazy how this guy was like a bust, one of the biggest busts of the year. And that goes to show, too, for a lot of the A-Chain negativity right now, just kind of reflect back of how insane it felt to think that Gibbs was going to work out. Because there were a lot of people that jumped off the ship and came in and called in and said, Gibbs is such a bust. What a horror. I can't believe I spent my 3rd round pick on Gibbs. I can't believe I watched and trusted that. And now I got people calling in, and I don't think you're off base, Elvis. People calling in saying he's running back 4. You know, like that. What a change. What a change. It's unbelievable.
I mean, Ridley riding the same wave, but later. I mean, that was insane. That never happens.
Hopefully Ridley continues.
If he,
All right, bro.
He's in a hard spot. He's a dependent quarterback or dependent receiver. So.
All right, Elvis. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Later, bro. All right, Noah, you got 30.
All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, you don't look.
you know,
No offense, Noah, but you don't sound like someone that's gonna get it in on time. You got 20 seconds.
Okay, so I'm 6-4. I need a trade. My team dropped 130 points for the past 4 weeks. Kenneth Walker is injured. So what should I do? What should I really do?
I have no idea. I have no idea what your team is, and you're out of time. I'm sorry, Noah. I got to stick to the rules. I even warned him. I said, Noah, you got 21 seconds left. Noah, leave it in the comments of the YouTube channel, okay, Noah? And I'll get back to you. Just leave a comment, put it in the YouTube channel. But that was painful. I mean, that was like having the batter walk up the bat and just say, okay, I'm going to throw a strike. It's going to be 24 miles an hour right down the center. And Noah walks right up and... Oh... Noah, I feel bad, but Noah, I had to stick to the rule, Noah. I'm out of here. You called. I tried to take your call because I didn't want to leave you hanging. I felt bad. I answered it. Noah, please leave your comment in the chat. Appreciate you. Noah, call in real quick, Noah. But you guys, this is how I can't get out of here, though. You know, like I have open phone lines. I didn't need to even take Noah's phone call. Everyone's saying that was kind of a douche move. I didn't even need to answer it. I said last call, and Noah still called in, and I still answered it. So maybe give me a little credit on that end. And I said it. Noah, look, 30 seconds. 30 seconds go. Mateo says 30 seconds isn't enough time. It is if you're organized, Mateo. You can't give me I can't do full team breakdowns for everybody. Noah, 30 seconds, spit it out. Go.
Okay. So my team is DK, Dell, Dell. I have Javante, Brian Robinson, Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt, and those are my RBs, and Josh Jacobs. So I'm not sure who should I trade for now that Kenneth Walker is in. Should I just stick with my team, or should I trade for a star or something?
Don't take this offensively, but this is your entire team.
But no, yeah. Wait, I have Jalen Hurts too.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts.
You have Kelsey.
And then I have Amari Cooper.
Okay.
I have George Kittle. I have Tyreek Hill also.
Okay. now we're talking. I didn't know what I was dealing with. Okay, so you got Hill. Hill Hurts. This is fantastic. That core makes this look okay now. Okay. I don't know that anybody, like, you'd have to sell Dell really high, and DK could be sold a little bit high. If it's me and Kittle, honestly, who's your backup tight end?
I don't really have any tight ends on my roster, man. You know, I only take one tight end.
Who's on waivers, bro?
Who's on waivers? Let's see. You got Kate. It's a bunch of scrubs, you know. Kate Otten, Conklin.
That's why you should try.
Yeah, not looking too good.
Yeah, maybe you can't trade Kittle then. Okay. Hurts, Hill, don't touch that. Unless you could turn Hill, like, look what I did. And you don't need a quarterback, you got Hurts, but I turned Hill into Puka and Josh Allen. It's a 6-point per TD league. It is what it is. Like, you could potentially turn. Maybe what I'd do, go to the Diggs owner and see what you could turn if you were to trade him Hill, which I don't necessarily want you.
Tyreek Hill? Oh, shit, I don't know.
Yeah, but you got to look at it. You got to look at it, bro. I'm not saying to do it. I'm saying to look at it. Who does the Diggs owner have that they could give you? What if they gave you Achane? What if they give you Bijan?
Let me check quick. So Diggs, he has Barkley.
All right, so I mean, Barkley went nuts though. I don't know that he's going to throw him in. Probably going to need a different RB than that.
That's pretty much it. He has Barkley.
Okay, so but we explored it. Okay, who does the? God, what's another? Let me go to thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings again and see what we can cook up for you. No, this is why I give 30 seconds. Everybody says, Smitty, you shouldn't do him dirty like that. Like, no offense, Noah, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not mad at you or anything. You got in the door.
Oh, wait.
What?
I have a question. What should I ask him? What should I ask in 30 seconds? What should I say?
I'm saying don't worry about it. You got in the door. You got in. You're in the the VIP room now. You don't have to worry about how you got in here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Everyone wonders why I have 30 seconds. I can't do full team breakdowns for everybody, or it gets backlogged. Super chats pot. Like the 30 seconds is there for a reason. Okay. And sometimes I break down and I feel bad and I'm just saying it's okay. Sometimes I got to do full team breakdowns, but sometimes I choose to. I don't mind extending the time for certain questions. But AJ Brown kind of struggled. So what's AJ Brown? Who's the AJB owner have at RB?
Well, I think he's actually has a lot of good RBs. He has NCN and Brees Hall, bro.
Okay, so would you take AJB and Achane for Hill? I would.
For AJ Brown for Hill. That's not bad. That's a good trade.
Yeah. Another one. Who's the Adams owner have at RB?
Bro, I've been trying to trade for Adams with my friend, bro. I've been trying to finesse him so bad. I've been trying to. I think when Adams was doing bad, I told him I wanted to trade Kittle and Brian Robinson, and I thought I would finesse him if I accepted the trade, but now I'm not really sure.
All right. Well, hey, go take a peek under the hood at a couple of these ideas with Hill. That's all I'm saying. Past that, this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with because I got to go. Jacobs and Amari. Jacobs and B-Rob. If someone has, get creative. Look at deep dive. Look at what teams might only have one RB. If they only got one RB, they might take two RBs. You can afford to send two RBs for one. You could send Brian Robinson and Ford, Jacobs and Ford. You could even go.
Also have Javonte.
Yeah, Javonte and Ford, Javonte and Jacobs. You could go Amari and Jacobs, Amari and Ford, and you could just start shooting at ETNs, Bijan's, et cetera. But Bijan's a great buy low. ETN's a great buy low. JT's a great buy low. Kyron Williams is a great buy low. B-Rob and Ford for Kyron. Jacobs and B-Rob for Kyron. Amari and B-Rob for Kyron, et cetera. Just keep throwing things at the wall, bro. Something's going to stick. You're making good offers that are good for you and not them. So you're only going to get one out of every 20 to 30 trade offers to go through. So if you're offering 4 trade offers, you're not going to get anything done. All right, Noah, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Calling again tomorrow.
I'm number 2, so
you what?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm the number 2 seed, 4 game win, so I guess I'll be fine. I'll be all right.
All right.
All right, appreciate the advice.
All right, later, Noah. Appreciate you calling tomorrow. Let's see here. Yes, sir. With the super chat. He says Lamar, Hill, DK, Flowers, CMC, Pollard, Kincaid, Brees, bench, Charbonnet, Downs, JSN, Javonte Spears. Any changes to the starters? Brees over Sharps? Yes, Brees over Sharps for now. Maybe we change that in midweek, but check with me later in the week. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. DK, Flowers, Hill, CMC, Pollard, Kincaid, Brees. Yeah, I'm not changing anything. And Brees over, yeah. I like that. Good team. I mean, look, Hill, Lamar, and CMC is you just need like a rotation of your other guys to step up every week. Like somebody needs to step up with that crew, and you could easily pick off one team at a time in the playoffs. Everyone punched that like button on the way out, says Travis. That might have been an old message. I'm not sure. Still appreciate it. Now I'm out of here. Thank you guys all for watching the Waiver Wire show. You guys absolutely rock. You guys make this channel. I work for you, even though sometimes it doesn't sound like it. I work for you. You tell me when to clock out. Patrick, $20 hauler. Patrick, you monster. Joseph Smith, $20 hauler. Carmine, $20 hauler. See you all tomorrow. 337 of you in here still. You're waiting for me to come back, aren't you? 337 of you. You know better. You know that this show isn't over until it's actually a blank screen. You know it. You know it. Look for the Jamar Chase video tomorrow. Look for breaking news video tomorrow. I'm sure we're going to have breaking news on one of the big injuries. Something's coming out tomorrow. So breaking news video, Jamar Chase video, 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you all tomorrow. Thank you. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button on the way out the door. Only 127 thumbs up and 322 of you just lingering in here without hitting that thumb up button. Living rent free inside the live stream. Punch it, do it live. See you all later.